In a world beyond time and space, a world made only of sound and thought, welcome to Two-Dimensional Champions, episode 29.
Oh my god, that was so cool!
How'd you like that intro?
Notice me, senpai!
Even though I wasn't actually close enough to the mic for all of it, except for the last
you were close enough for me. I liked it. It was so much meaning, so much wow. We almost sound official.
Yeah, and to all the people listening, they just heard the new intro music.
Oh. Awesome.
Aren't you jealous?
Yes.
Of the 25 minutes I spent in GarageBand.
So strong. Much wow.
So today we're talking about KonoSuba, which the full subtitle is God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. So I'll give you 3 guesses if it's a light novel.
I don't think so. I think it's original.
Actually, it's almost a trick question. It started as a web series that ran for a year, and now it's a light novel. So
okay.
I guess people read it on their phones for a while first, or something like that. I guess I don't know.
Everything was like the Korean ones that like you just scroll like a whole bunch of stuff in one go, or if it's like
could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Like an actual separate page thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a good question.
Yeah,
good question.
Yeah,
that's a very good question. So let's see. You can follow us on Twitter. Nobody's using the Two-Dimensional Champions Twitter.
Actually, fuck social media. All right, today we're not telling you any of it. Okay, we're keeping that stuff's all secret except for your comic. You can plug that.
Oh yeah, so my webcomic is running, and that's apeironcomic.com, APEIRON comic.com. I'm on Twitter. I use Twitter. You can find me Julian at, I think it's Selkooth Comics, maybe.
Yeah, you really use Twitter. You're really on top of it.
Is it actually that?
So really, we're not talking about any of our own plugs, except for Apeiron or whatever. Yeah, which is good. Check it out.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You're welcome. That was very nice. Thank you. Did we get any emails or anything like that?
Of course not.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, we can say though that this episode was a request, right?
This was a request. That's true. Cool. I did have quite a few friends that were like, "What the fuck, bro? Why haven't you seen this yet? It's so good." So
excellent. Well, that's good enough for me.
It may not have been through email form, but they did find me and request this. Boom.
That counts. That totally counts. But people can email us. What's the email again? I think they have
I don't know, because I don't want to plug anything.
So we're officially terrible at this podcast.
Okay, fine. It's 2dcrequest@gmail.com.
Cool. You're going to have to do that every episode, too.
No. Well, there's going to be one. There's going to be one that I rebel. It was going to be this one, but now it's not. You guilted me into it.
I know, yeah. So, KonoSuba. The anime is directed by Takuomi Kanasaki at Studio Dean, which is really funny. I had to actually check a couple of times that it was actually Studio Dean that did this, because Studio Dean usually does BL, like Boys Love Yaoi kind of series, typically. At least that's what I thought. Yeah, so I was actually surprised that they did this, because it really seemed like
Dean Winchester from Supernaturals, and there's a lot of boy love with him and fan fiction. Is that the connection?
That you actually like blew me away with that so much that yeah, maybe, yeah.
There we go.
It could be.
So
It could
really,
be.
the studio in Japan is a big fan
Named
of the.
named after the character from Supernatural.
Right.
I think we've definitely confirmed that with this episode.
Right. We research everything.
Yes, we make sure. I actually did spend 20 minutes trying to look to see if there was anybody who worked on the show who worked on the Arslan of the early 90s. I did spend 30 minutes going through that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Kanasaki, I haven't really seen a lot of his stuff. He previously, one of the shows he previously directed is This a Zombie, which I know was sort of popular for a little while. I never saw it. It was another kind of moe, harem series, maybe. There's probably one fan out there who's going to hear this and be like, it's not a fucking harem series, get this shit right. But email us, or, we appreciate the feedback.
If you disagree with anything that you say and we piss you off, please yell at us in comments, because we don't get any, so we just feel like completely neglected. So even if you hate us, it'll be like an abusive relationship,
We'll be like the tank in this.
You'll scold
this
us,
show.
and we'll just see it as love.
Yeah, they really.
Oh my god! He called me an ignorant asshole. He really likes me.
We'll be like the swords lady that they've got in the show.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, darkness.
Yeah, darkness. Her name. I got her name.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll remember this one. So yeah, KonoSuba, episode 1, or
first thoughts, sort of, and who do you recommend it to?
Oh yeah. So if you haven't seen the show yet, this is like the last bit that you should listen to before we get into spoilers.
Right.
Which I'm actually laughing at myself saying spoilers about this show, because there's nothing to spoil, really.
It is sort of just like a tale.
There are jokes, but it's not like even like the Bone show we did last time, which was like, secret, there's murder.
Right.
This is just yeah. What'd you think?
It was funny. There were a few things that were interesting about it. The whole show is pretty much like a mockery of the RPG, or JRPG sort of genre, and those sort of types of animes. And I feel like it's also sort of joking harem animes too, which is funny because it's like seems like it's a harem anime, but it's like mocking harem anime. Like there's a lot of like sort of like fourth wall meta stuff going on, which is pretty entertaining to me. So yeah, it's interesting. It's entertaining. If you're into those genres, you'd probably enjoy this. It was highly recommended to me, so there's a lot of people that really like it. It didn't like blow my mind, but I'm also not much of like a comedy anime watcher dude, So
yeah. So would you recommend this to someone who doesn't watch anime very often?
It depends. I mean, like if they played a lot of JRPGs and stuff like that, sure. But if they like aren't familiar with any of that sort of stuff, then probably not. Just because a lot of these jokes are for the nerds, the neats or whatever, as the guys, the main characters, the hikikomoris, the neats, the weeaboos or whatever.
Yeah, I actually, this is a show I would have skipped just from watching, or just from looking at the poster for it, and like maybe the opening. I would have just totally skipped it. I would have just been like, whatever. It looks kind of like a rehash of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Which was good.
Or something like that.
I liked Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon.
Surprisingly. But I actually like this show even more.
Yeah, and also like this. I mean, and also honestly, I would probably have skipped Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon too, if it wasn't recommended. And I really enjoyed that a whole lot. I'm looking forward to another season if they're doing it. Yeah,
that was fun. And this show, I really found myself really, really enjoying it. Like, I'm definitely going to watch the. Yeah, I really liked it.
That's awesome.
I thought it was.
God, I really, really liked Darkness. I really liked Darkness. Like,
yeah.
it went deep, like
Yeah.
my appreciation for that character. And there'd be like little moments too where it shows like everyone's reaction, and she's just like drooling a little. Like
Yeah,
everyone's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. She's like, oh yes.
she's really excited. I love that she finds out about the group because she heard about the girls covered in frog drool and was like so interested about what he had done to them.
Right.
That he was like, she was like, oh, I've got to find out about
Spoiler,
this group.
bro. Come on, we can't get into that part yet.
True, yeah, spoilers, spoilers. Yeah, so I'd actually especially if you've been watching anime for a while, if you have a kind of a familiarity with the JRPG genre and stuff like that, definitely watch this show. It's really good. It's really well done.
It's really
I
funny.
mean, yeah, the animation's really good. The voice acting I thought was excellent. I thought everybody was really all the girls sounded different and they were all funny. They could all do like the that funny kind of voice but in a different way, you know what I mean?
I
And the main guy too played stuff off really well.
and I really don't like it seems like sexist a lot in this show, but for some reason it didn't come off that way to me.
Yeah, I actually I didn't feel like it was very sexist because so what's interesting is there was stuff in Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon that you're like, why doesn't the main character notice this? Like, why doesn't the main character comment that she's wearing the string? Really, basically just wearing the string, and he's like totally, he just
Oh, that
doesn't.
seems legit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah. Meanwhile, he's like, oh, the blonde chick is cute, but the like goddess who's barely wearing anything,
Right.
that's okay. I'm not. And so there was a lot of things in that where it, it was just almost like too idyllic in a weird way, where it was like really like he's not going to have any. You know what I mean? He was like too much of the good guy. Whereas what I like about this show is the main character.
Well,
He's just a
he
dude.
doesn't like any of them because they're all
No,
kind of weird and obnoxious,
yeah,
which is
and
kind of cool.
yeah, and what's cool is that he comments on he kind of the viewer can I feel like inhabit him a little bit more because he actually has reactions to things that
Because he's based on the viewer.
yeah, he's based on the viewer. He's based on like what
Right.
would
You are the
yeah,
character.
yeah.
You're the main character.
And he's not done in a way where I think in some of the other shows like Sword Art Online I'm thinking of too where it's like okay it's supposed to be the viewer, it's a video game dude, but he's heroic, he gets all the
Yeah,
badass
he
ability.
really isn't he isn't a knight in shining armor sort of type,
No,
really.
no,
Which
and
is
that was
kind of
the thing
cool.
that yeah, that was the thing that turned me off on Sword Art Online. It was like Kirito was awesome. He was just super cool,
Right.
and
Always
he
the
got
right
the girl.
thing.
Yeah, he got the girl.
Whatever. This guy's like,
Yeah,
here's the plan. I'm gonna put you in a cage and then put you in a lake.
yeah. Well, what I think the big difference is Kirito would have been the swordsman dude that we saw in the fifth
Yeah,
episode.
that was so
Yeah,
funny.
that
Seeing
would have
that
been
character and seeing how
yeah.
everyone interacted. Oh my god. Okay, we've got to
He
get
would
into
have
this.
yeah
So we're going into spoilers. We're going
yeah
into
yeah
we're
yeah.
breaking stuff down.
So I'd say watch it.
Yeah,
I'd say
watch
just
it, give it a shot, especially if
yeah.
you like understand the sort of genre and stuff or what.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and it's all on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
So
Boom,
oh,
done. Episode
yeah, done.
one.
So, let's do this. So this is one of those shows too where the premise just by itself is great. And what's awesome, the premise itself is funny when you just read it. You're like, "Oh, he gets hit by a truck."
Not really
Guys,
a truck.
no, not really. But when Aqua tells him what actually happened,
Right.
I was like I was rolling on the floor. Like I was cracking up.
Oh
That
my
was
god,
hilarious.
yeah, because it was like he was like, "Why does this happen?" I just went like, and also the whole time he's complaining about the sun because he stayed up all night for 3 nights in a row. I'm like, I know how you feel, bro. Like
Yeah.
I understand this guy. He relates to me, and
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Oh, is that my classmate?" And then like at the corner of his eye, it's like, "I'm gonna save you from that car," and then he dies.
He dies of shock.
He dies of and the whole time he's like, well, is at least the girl safe? And then she goes, yeah, yeah. Actually, she would have been fine if you just didn't do anything at all.
Yeah.
Really, it was the fucking tractor. And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you were just shocked. Delirious shocked because he was like wobbling too when he was walking because he knew he was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sleep deprived. It's And it was like,
It was beautiful. I
yeah,
mean, it was
yeah,
beautiful.
just
And
the way that they executed that. And then they're
she's
like,
like, you peed yourself. The doctors are laughing at you. Your
every
family's
family
here.
is laughing at you.
They're laughing at you.
Like, really, you're just a social reject, and everyone's laughing at you while
Yeah.
you're dead, nerd. God.
Yeah, I mean, that was just great. I mean, that right off the bat, I was like, I like this show.
Yeah.
It's like that's a good. And then I also like too how he was talking about how he was like in store bonuses, or like what was he talking about? He was like they're real. He made some comment about having to go like each like the store had a particular bonus that he needed to get
Oh,
the physical
like
copy.
the pre-order, whatever thing, like the
Yeah,
GameStop special skin or whatever. Yeah.
and I was like, oh, that's just good. So that was hilarious, and I also liked how Aqua tells him that like heaven is like not
You can't have
not
a say. Yeah, she's
don't do
like, listen, man,
heaven.
heaven's really. I kind of wonder if that's even true or not. You know,
I wonder because I
because
feel like that most of what she says is bullshit. Like she just really wanted
and
him to
she's
get
really
there.
just trying to get people like because no one wants to go back to this world, so she's just trying to be like, listen, you can't even fuck up there, all right? You want
Yeah,
to like be able to fuck you, you got to go over to this other world. I mean, yeah, you might die again. But I'll like give you, I'll help you. But you can fuck down there. You
yeah,
can't fuck up there. But you know, like I don't even know. Like I didn't even really believe it. I was like, are you trolling him right now? You gotta...
yeah. And yeah, and then again when he chooses to bring her instead of
Right,
the
right.
weapon, and then I mean, well, I mean, there's a lot of funny scenes. I like the fine print that his head would go poof.
Right. I like how it was
Like
like P star star F, and I was
yeah,
trying to think of what curse word like was like P star star F, and I was like, do I know of any like Japanese ones or whatever? And then like when they're talking about it before, they're like poop, and I was like, that's what it was,
yeah.
poof.
I thought that was great, and how her hand would just casually cover
Right,
like
right. She
the fine
blocked it
print.
wrong. Oh god, that was great.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was hilarious. I was just laughing the whole time, and then he's asked to pick a weapon, and he's like, the video gamer in me is just these are all like terribly balanced. Like these are just like.
Yeah.
So they end up in the town, and actually, I was surprised, especially after watching like all the shows we watch for the podcast and all that. This first episode really flew by really quick,
Yeah.
like really quick.
I thought it was funny how like they just sort of went into like a normal routine because they weren't strong enough to do actual things. So
Yeah.
it's just like
Well,
started doing normal life. Like it was just like a job as a part timer, laying some brick, partying with some friends, vomiting in the alleyway, vomiting rainbows.
she vomited rainbows. That was great. That she's a goddess. So she vomits rainbows. Well, what I thought was funny is they became NPCs. Like
Yeah,
they rezzed in this world,
and became the NPCs of the world.
and they became the NPCs. And I thought that again, that was wonderful because like again with these things with like Sword Art Online and stuff, it's like it's the hero,
Right.
right? He's always the hero.
Right.
He's maybe he has some trouble, but like
Well, he's a.
he's the,
I mean, with their stat cards. He's like, this is when my stat cards are gonna be all amazing. And they're like, you're pretty fucking average. You're kind of lucky, so maybe like be a merchant. And he's like, what?
yeah. And she was really strong in magic, right? She could be like any class.
It was
She
the
wanted.
version. She had all the good stats except for luck and intelligence, and
She had
nothing was good except for intelligence and luck.
she had below average
Yep.
intelligence.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean it was just, and then I loved how they animated the when they were just doing the daily work and stuff like that. I thought that was a really fun montage. It was just
It really made
well
like the
done.
days like another thing that you have a lot in anime is the feeling of time passing. It doesn't really like work
Yeah,
well. Like an entire episode could be like a quarter of a day or whatever, but this was like
yeah,
a day is passing, and then like we're meeting a few more people, we're buying a few more drinks, you're doing whatever. But it had like a whole progression of time, which was a cool little thing in the
yeah,
first episode.
yeah. That was really well done because you really got a sense that they had been there a while. So when he wakes up and he's like, "What are we doing?" like You're like, yeah, you guys have been here for
Yeah, like
weeks.
what
Like,
are you
what?
doing? Like, aren't you supposed to be entertaining me
Yeah.
right now? You know, I have that feeling too. Sometimes I wake
So
up and I'm like, what am I doing?
it was just that was funny, and that was basically
Well,
the
and
first
another thing
episode.
too that I thought was funny was he was talking about how he really wanted to be the like superhero or something like that. And he's like, I'm just like working like
Oh
a
yeah,
part
yeah,
time job in this fantasy world. Like I'm not even
yeah.
like any doing anything important with my life, like at all.
And there's this. Oh, I guess it's at the beginning of the second episode, but he has a great quote about where he's like, they're not earning that much money, and he's realizing that adventurers are just sort of like freelancers, and that they really wouldn't be able to afford anything in Tokyo, and that he says this thing. He's like, fair labor standards
Right
and like
about being an
workers
adventurer.
comp or something. He's like, what are those? Are those tasty?
Because he's working for like less than minimum wage. He's like third world adventure land or whatever.
Yeah. And what I thought was funny too is thinking about again thinking about f- fuck is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? The main character, the girl he had a crush on, was a blonde tank. So I thought it was funny that the tank in this show was another blonde tank who the main character was like, oh, she's really pretty,
But
like
like
she's
he's also
really
like you're weird as
yeah
fuck. Like he's it's just like you're
yeah.
pretty, but I'm staying away from you.
I really like that he thought she was pretty for about 5 seconds, and then immediately he was
He's like
like,
something's wrong.
yeah.
Like what? Something's very wrong.
It's like there's an
Dude,
issue
I
here.
also love so like when they're battling the toads. I guess we're on episode 2.
Yeah, we're on
So they're
episode
like
two. Yeah,
battling the toads, and the way that they kill the toads was them just like eating the girl. It was like, luckily, when they're eating somebody, they don't move, so I can just fucking kill them. And the way they always do
and
it is the same way. They're just like home, and then they just like tilt their head up. You just see like the feet in the air.
and her legs just go down
Right. It's just
the
like
gullet.
he's like,
That was so funny. Yeah, and it was just the comedic timing was great too because he was getting chased by it, and she was making fun of him, and then she's bragging about like, oh yeah, I'll save you, and she just gets fucking chopped.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the timing in this show is really great. Like they really they did a good job with that. And I especially like when she got angry and she tried to use her punch ability
Did
or whatever on
absolutely
it. God
fucking
mode.
nothing.
Yeah, she was like, actually up close, frogs are really cute. She
Right?
tries to like,
Really, I think you're awesome. She's like, home. And then kills another frog because it doesn't move while it's eating her. Oh my god.
and this starts this trend where she's just she has PTSD after every quest.
I guess
Like
that's
she
true.
just yeah, she's always fucked up after each
But then,
quest.
like, talking about how she's a goddess in money, it seems to be like the triggers that get her back to. So,
Yeah, yeah, she wants the cash,
right.
but yeah. So then when they get back, we meet what's her name? Kumarin?
Megaman?
Megamin?
Megaman? The
Meg-
mage, right?
Megarin? Megarin?
Me,
Isn't Kumarin a
Megaman.
spice? Megamin. She was funny. Actually, what I love, their first meeting where she's like bragging to them about her magic power, because I forgot to say, they're trying to get
Because
more
they're weak
people.
as fuck.
They're trying to,
So,
yeah,
but they
because she
want to
did
recruit
terribly
good
well.
people, but they're weak as fuck. So who'd want to join them?
Yeah. So I love that she shows up with an eye patch and he like yanks it out. And then when Aqua's like, oh no, the Red Demon Clan or whatever, they're actually true. He just lets go and it slaps back on her
Right.
eye.
Just talking about how she wears the patch just for fashion and not really like.
Yeah, just for the
Right.
curse or whatever. That was good. And so usually here it's like with the other shows, and I got to compare it to Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon and Sword Art Online. When the main character starts like amassing these girls, that's usually when
The interest
like the
wanes.
charm or so, yeah, starts
Right.
starts dying. This just made it better because this chick was
They were
hilarious.
hilarious. They had
Because
interesting personalities. It just wasn't haremy. It
yeah,
was haremy and mockery. This is like when I was talking to you about oh, there's a lot of girls with like huge tits and scantily clad in this, but like it's not.
yeah,
I don't feel like it's because I feel like it's making fun of like they don't seem as sexualized in a weird way.
yeah.
And I was like
Well, they
wondering
don't.
am I like no longer into like cartoons? I don't understand. Like what does this mean? But another thing too that I noticed though is almost every single shot that they did like that, they had the face in it. I don't think they had any like just tit panels like that you're watching.
Yeah, I
And
mean there.
in Bones, they did, which was weird.
Yeah, that they. Yeah,
They're like, there's no
they
faces
had
here, and
some.
this was there's always the face. There's always the like,
Yeah, because at the very least it would be like a panning up
yeah, like
shot
maybe
or
from a
something like
like
that, where
waist with
like
face or like
yeah,
whatever, but
yeah.
like
But it usually wasn't ever a still shot of just
right, and then they're
tits.
like talking, but all you see are tits. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was, yeah, yeah. And I think another key issue too is with Sword Art Online and the other and dungeon and the
it's hard
dungeon
to pick up
show.
girls in a
You also
dungeon.
got the you got the feeling too that all the girls were potentially could be dateable by the main character, right? So like I don't know a good way of like describing that
Like you're playing a
how
dating
that was
sim,
done. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like all of these are
right? And then
attainable.
like
Like
you do a little something, and then this girl's like, "Oh, that was so cool," and then like,
yeah. So like in Sword Art Online, he meets the armor smith, and like she likes him. He joins a group, and one of the girls in the
right,
group likes him. You know what I mean? It just goes on and on. Whereas in this, you get the feeling that ha- he's not interested, or he notices, but he just doesn't
or
care.
they
It's
don't
just like,
like another thing too is like the
or and
girls
they
that are with him, like no one else in the town seems to like him. As another
yeah,
thing, like like it's
and we hear a little bit about
right
that in the fifth
when it's
episode when
like
those rumors
everyone's
are
just
going.
was talking about how you like treat all of these women terribly and you're such an asshole and all this other jazz,
Yeah,
and they're like, we're fine, he's cool, who the fuck are you? You know?
yeah. And I think that was an important quality because I think that that actually makes it so they can have these kind of well endowed ladies on the show, but it just doesn't feel as pervy as
Or
these other
yeah,
shows.
well, it's like, or
It's
and
like,
when it is pervy, it's like blatantly so, like like
yeah,
with darkness, you know, like
yeah,
that's pervy. That's like really pervy, you know,
yeah,
like that's like oh my god, she's like quoting this like hentai I saw pervy, you know, but like it's but it's all making fun of itself, you know. It's not
yeah,
like a creepery pervy, you know.
yeah. I think the tongue in cheek quality really
Which is a hard thing
like
to hit.
hard to hit without feeling too ridiculous or too.
I feel like
What's weird
that's
is like
why
I feel
there's
like
sort of been no plot, you know.
yeah. Although on the other hand, like I do feel like there is a sense of danger for these characters. Like they could get killed if they were in too over
But
their
well,
head.
the anime doesn't have a
It is.
feeling that like it's gonna. The
I
plot
mean,
armor is real. It's a
you
comedy.
know,
You're not gonna kill off these
yeah.
characters.
I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna get killed, but you still feel like there's rules in this
Right.
world. You know what I mean? It's not so slapstick that it's just you just feel like they're bouncing
Right.
off
Like
walls and
there
stuff like
are
that.
things that are a lot stronger than them. Like the knight shows up and they're like, this
Yeah.
guy's gonna wreck your shit.
the night, the night
The
was
Knight of
that's another
Darkness
great scene. The
or
night of
whatever.
darkness
Like
was just yeah. So they go back. Another thing I like too is after going to the frogs again, we found out that the girl can only fire her explosion once, and she can't
it
move.
was so epic too. It was just like, ah, and then she's just like, ah, no, I can't move. And they're like, why don't you try other magic? And she's
And
like, explosion magic is love. Explosion magic is
yeah,
life. Why would I do anything else? This is the only thing I care about, which is why I
yeah.
can't get in an actual group.
And what's great is Aqua still got eaten by a frog to give her enough
Right?
time to like cast the spell. She still gets eaten, and then she gets eaten, and he just
And
stabs
that's
the
how they
other two
got like the three
frogs.
frogs, right? Or like for the five
Yeah,
total.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just, they like nuked
yeah.
one And then both of the girls got eaten, so then he had to kill them. And then they came back to town. They're all slimy, and that's when the like darkness came in and was like, "What are you doing?
What'd you do? Like,
Tell me about these adventures you're going on. You need someone to take punishment? I'll take the punishment." And he's like, "Who are you? What the fuck is going on? It's like your resume is too good, and why are you looking at me like that?" And she's
yeah,
like, "Oh, reject me." Like, scold me more.
yeah. She's like, "Oh, you rejected me so quickly and so
It's like I knew you were the
mercilessly."
right one.
And then I like too how he gets that Aqua understands the Destruction Girl's like devotion to just one form of magic, and they give each other the thumbs up because she's like, "Oh, I understand that," and he's like, "The fact that she understands and sympathizes with that is not a
Right, that
good.
means that there's
That's not a
something
good
wrong
thing."
with you. The
Like,
fact that you guys are
yeah,
getting along with
that's like
this means that this shouldn't be happening.
there's a problem. Yeah, there's a
Oh my
serious
god.
problem. Uh,
Dude, I
so,
think when I was
and what I
watching
also
this, I
like,
was kind of tired, but like talking about it again, it, like brings back all the brilliance of it.
yeah, and I think this is a show too where if you watch it with like a couple of other
I
people, it's
bet.
even
I
more
mean,
funny. You
that's
know
a
what I mean?
clear example right now because I was kind of like,
Yeah,
like it was good, but it didn't like get
yeah,
me. But talking with you about it, I'm like, oh right, and then this
yeah.
happened.
Because there's a couple of times where it's kind of weird to explain, but I would like chuckle, right? But I knew it was funnier than that, and honestly, I knew if I was in a group, if we like we were watching it together or something like
Like
that, I would
crying.
be, I'd be
Yeah.
horrible. I'd be crying, like and it was just because I was alone that I was like,
Right.
you know,
The lonely laugh
you
on
know,
Valentine's Day while you're watching anime for a podcast.
yeah, yeah, the kind of quiet, like self
While you eat
assured,
chocolates.
giggle, yeah. And what I like too is that even through the second episode, he's still wearing his
That's true.
tracksuit,
That's true.
which I thought was
They had to
he's
get
got
more
the little
money, so he
dagger.
got like some normal clothes.
Yeah. So so episode three, I like too that she's a crusader, but she's so clumsy she can't
Right. So
actually
she
hit
only
any of
gets
her
hit.
targets. So yeah,
And then later, like in episode 5, she's like, I only like getting hit, but for some reason I really want to attack this man. That line
yeah.
is great.
She's like, this is weird. I don't think I could join this guy's group because I feel like I want to punch
Oh
him.
god.
Uh, so I like how too when he learns
Steal ability?
the thief. I like how it changes his
Oh,
DNA. There's like a
yeah.
DNA shot where he like learns
That's funny. I
the
forgot
thief
about that,
ability.
but yeah, it like goes in.
Yeah, that was really good. And then of course
He
when he
steals their
uses the
panties.
thief ability,
And he's like waving it around
and
like,
it's
wow!
and what I love is the girl was saying that he was I can't tell if she made it up or not, but she was threatening to make it a family heirloom.
Right.
Yeah. And I like how too he says that it's supposed to be random, like what he steals, but he always gets picked.
Or
Like
something else.
the
Right.
sword, yeah. So that trait of like
Yeah,
excellent luck,
exactly. He has high intelligence and
yeah,
amazing luck, which really works. Like it's cool because
yeah,
it incorporates that. Like he's a shitty,
yeah,
and there's no part where you feel like he's a good fighter.
yeah, yeah. And that's I think that's what I mean is because even the humor is based on the structure
Right.
of the story. So like the humor that comes from his skills goes right back
It was like
to
the
what
cabbages. Was the
right.
cabbages 3 or 4? You're right.
Cabbages
So
is
it's
three.
like
Yeah.
when the cabbages attacked, it's like he got a whole bunch of like cabbages, but then like the girl with low luck got like a lot of lettuce or something, and it's
Yeah,
like
she got
this
all
this doesn't give you a lot of money. She's like, I already bought all this stuff. I think you had a lot of money.
her bar
Right,
tab. Her bar tab. That was like and then did you see the two assassins waiting to pick up the
right.
gold from her? They're just like hanging out and she just hands them the bag.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, so I that's what I mean is like the humor isn't just it's not just
Right.
non sequitur or out of nowhere. It's all based in the story, which is that's good fucking
Right.
writing. Like that's
It's not
just
just
really good.
it's like actually like
Nothing.
a good story in a not good story way, but like it keeps to its realities.
Yeah, Yeah, and it's really exceptionally written for
Right.
what it does. I mean, it really keeps straight to the structure. I think that's really hard to
Especially
do.
with
I mean,
comedy,
because
like when you have to do with the
yeah,
timing too, you know?
yeah, and to keep it consistently funny and keep interesting events happening while you're
Well,
lampooning all
yeah,
these
while you're making
RPG.
fun of everything, but while you're trying to have like this world have a storyline.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd really argue that I feel like this is one of the best written fantasy series I've watched an anime in a long time, just on merit of that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, it doesn't have a story that's like, oh God, this is so
Right.
cool. This fighting is awesome. It's not like that, but I feel like it's a quality that's often ignored and easy to just write off with like doing the
To,
usual
to bring
anime
it back to
comedy.
the
You know what
role
I mean?
playing
Which is like,
thing, I would almost argue that it's like playing like an old school role playing game with a good story versus a new role playing game with good graphics,
uh,
which you feel like there's shit missing. It's like this is like fancier,
yeah.
the fighting's cooler, the spells are cooler, but like this other one doesn't has a better, is more satisfying of a story.
Yeah. Well, I'm nodding, but I've never played like
I'm
tabletop
talking about
RPGs, so
like
I'm gonna.
I really like Final Fantasy VI, and I know it's like two-dimensional graphics, and,
Oh,
and I know well, there's other Final Fantasies some people really like a whole lot. I don't think are all that great, so I'm just saying that's my own little like
I
Final Fantasy jab.
I was under the impression that Final Fantasy 13 was the best
All right,
entry in
and
the
this is the
series.
last episode of Two-Dimensional Champions. I really hope you guys have enjoyed everything, and I gotta go.
You say that, and then you actually just throw a chair at your computer
You
instead
like
of hanging up.
a recording video, and it's like when Thad Nader destroys his fucking computer because
Yeah,
Julian's like,
final episode.
Final Fantasy 13's great. Fuck you.
Yeah. So what I like too is to try to get her to not join the group that they're in. He says, "Well, it's going to be really dangerous, and you're a girl, so like if you get captured by the Demon King, it's not going to be good. It's just I'm not going to say what's going to happen, but it's just not going to be good." And she's like, "It's a female
Like
knight's
duty or something like
destiny,
this.
or like it's our duty to suffer an erotic fate." And she says it straightforward. So she says it totally straightforward. And then for a
Wait,
second, he's
what?
like, "What'd
Did
you
you
just
say?
say?"
I feel like it was something like, huh?
Because she said it straight face. She wasn't like
Right. She's
blushing or
like,
like
she's
like
like,
oh
I understand.
yeah
I'm like, this is the duty of my people.
yeah.
What?
Suffer an erotic fate. I loved it. I thought it was great. And he was just like, this person is
Right,
really
like
dangerous
how
and we
can
need
I
to get
get them
away
to
from
go
her.
away?
Yeah. So the cabbages, that was funny.
She
I totally fell for
like
like
threw
Dracula's
herself in
attacking
front
or
of that
something.
one guy, just like
Yeah.
they're all watching me as I'm getting declothed by the cabbages.
Those what did she call those guys? Like those like grungy
Right?
grungy adventurers are like looking at me lecherously. She's like, it's so unclean.
Oh my god. And it's great too because like because the thing is that like anime will do that and they'll have those
Yeah.
scenes and the clothes are being taken off. But like nothing will like
Yeah.
there'll be no comment, but she's like, this is
Yeah.
what's happening. Oh
It's hilarious, and I love that there's people in the crowd who are like, "Wow, look at this knight! Like
no.
she's
Right.
really standing up for us." And the guy looks back at them, and
It's
he's
like
like,
no,
"No,
she's
it's
really
not
just
like that
doing
at
it
all."
because she
Don't,
likes
don't.
it. It's not like she's sacrificing herself.
Yeah, it's not like she's doing
Right.
anything of worth. And then I just love too his reaction when it's the cabbages. He's just like, "Can I go back? Like
To
this
reality.
isn't. Yeah, this isn't actually."
Like and then
It's
like they
like,
say that like you have to get the cabbages now or else they'll escape to like a faraway land and then die where no one can eat
yeah,
the delicious cabbages. Like a desert with like a
it's
rotting
like
cabbage in it.
it's like this totally useless piece of lore that's just there just to like
Just like a lot of rolling seriously.
yeah, yeah, it's just out there. Yeah, I mean, it was just so funny. So, and then I guess he gets a real adventuring outfit at the beginning
Right,
of
because of
episode
all the
four.
money that he got from selling cabbages.
The
And he
captain.
got a
Yeah,
sword.
and I
Like
also I forgot that Aqua's water thing, like the cool water that she can like shoot. That was her thing for keeping the lettuce that all she got like
right.
cool. It's like, but what I like too is she'll do the spell and it's like a stream. It's just like a little.
And she does it with like little fans, like
um,
little performance.
yeah, she has the fans and she'll like, and her staff like blooms
Yeah.
flowers or something like that. But she was using it as to like dry her clothes. They're in one of the scenes. So episode four would be they can't get any quests
And
because
this is because the new guy came in.
yeah, and all the lower level monsters are hiding because the
Dude, the
demon
fucking
lords don't
montage
want
with
them.
her casting that spell was so good. Because like it's one of those things that was like, would ever not be funny to see her cast this huge explosion and then immediately pass out afterwards? Just like explosion, ah! And just like
And what I like too is like at first he's like, do we really have to do this? And then so he starts hating it, but then by the end he's like an
right,
explosion
right. He's
expert.
like,
He's
I
like,
really like the
I'd
feeling in
give
the
that one 60
air, you know.
points.
I really think of that detonation. I felt it in my bones.
I like how it shook my bones, yeah. And she just looks at him from the ground. She's like, "I'm really glad that you understand the romance
Right,
of
right. This is
explosions
why I
now."
only cast explosion magic.
And like, it was doubly funny for me because like like I'm a big fan of Godzilla movies and stuff, and like a good 65 to 85% of my enjoyment of those movies are the sweet ass explosions because it's real
Right,
pyrotechnics. Like it's not like a CG bullshit or something. They actually blow up the fucking sound stage to
right.
get that thing. So that's a big part of what I love. So when I watch them, I'm like,
I like
that's like a
explosion magic
75.
too.
Like I like that one. Yeah, it's like I like that one too. So when they were doing the montage and stuff, I was like, I'm gonna be honest. Like if I was a magic user in this world,
You
that
could be that character.
I'd
I would
I
be
would
that
probably pull
girl.
all of my talents in explosion. Yeah, yeah, actually, because I tend to do that anyway. Because I'm playing a lot of Skyrim right now, and I realized I pooled all of my points and being able to smash people really hard and kill them in one shot with like my hammer. So all of
Right.
my points are there. I don't have anything else really anywhere else. So I was like,
I could see this.
and then when I was thinking about another character I wanted to play, I was like, oh, I want to do like a fire mage or something like that. But then I was just looking, I was like, well, I just put all my points just in casting this one fire spell so I could torch everything in sight.
It's like, oh my man, it's good. It's like more spirit or whatever. So you can cast more spells. You're like, no,
Yeah.
only power.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So like I really understand that.
There's so many like
And
little quotes from the Crusader that I just wrote down. And, like I don't know, I just loved it because it'd always be like blah blah blah, and then she'd be like da 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 da, like you just like say a line. It's just like hilarious. Like I have right here in the Crusader, just like I wouldn't mind if you verbally abused me. I don't even remember like
yeah.
who was talking, but I just thought that was so funny.
Well, she gets a new set of armor, and she asks him how it looks or like how he thinks of it, and he's like, well, it looks like something that like some fancy like prince would wear or something like that. And she complains at first. She's like, well, I'd like a compliment every once in a while too. But then she like blushes and she's like, you're just ruthless all the time, aren't you?
Right.
Or something
I would
like
like a
that.
compliment. No, I wouldn't. I love how you don't compliment me.
Yeah,
I love how you verbally abuse me.
I know. God, it's great. I mean, it's just
And then
really
like
really funny.
when the
And so
Black
of
Knight
course,
shows up, I also
yes,
like how he was kind of whiny.
yeah.
He's like, listen, I didn't come over here because you guys are a bunch of weaklings, all right? But who the fuck keeps on exploding my castle?
Well, what I like is he never once like confronted them about it. Like he never like tried to look at who was doing it or something. He just waited to go to the town one
Right.
day.
Just like, come on, man. It's like I'm sick of this
Although I guess it,
harassment. Why don't you just fight me like a normal person? Why do you keep casting spells from a distance?
I guess it would be hard to find them because it's only one move, and they move shortly after that. So it's not like it's a
Right,
barrage or
it's just
something.
like one time throughout the day, there's just gonna be a huge explosion, and the castle was keeps on like getting crushed a little more, in each day, there'd be like it just starts going like turning into rubble.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, this guy's he's really funny. And I like too that actually the whole reason she has to go out there is because she got scolded by the guards for using her explosions too close to the
so he's
town.
like, where can I go and practice?
Yeah.
Oh well, no one cares
Uh,
about that castle explosion.
and then I like too when he confronts them, he casts that death curse,
Right? I like how
and
the guys and they're
the
like, the only
crusader
way that you remove it is if you come and find me at the castle. And then she just steals the curse.
yeah, and she's so excited. She's like, I'm gonna have to go there and like have to do
Remember the
whatever he
crusader.
says in order to get the curse
Right.
removed. She's looking
Right.
forward to it.
I'm
She's
sure he
like,
has
I
a
just
great dungeon there. Or whatever.
yeah. She's like, you can do whatever you want to my body, but you'll never
You'll never
like
get my heart. And she's like drooling
yeah.
and blushing.
And I like how his head that he's carrying blushes too. He's like not sure how to handle her. He's like, okay, well just like make sure to
Right,
come to the
but
castle before the week. Like he just walks away. And was like, okay, okay. And then finally Aqua does something helpful and banishes the curse from her
right,
just like
right
that,
immediately.
right
And
after
it was
they
really
just
cute because it sort of like floated up and went away.
yeah, it's like this little
Right.
head
It's
that
like,
floats up.
I'm a curse.
And it's great because they had just pumped them. They had a great character moment where the explosion girl was like, "No, this is my responsibility. I'll go take care of it." And the guy's like, "I'll come with you. But you'll need someone to help you because you can only cast it once a day. And if you," and she's like, "If I hit him with it, I think I can get him. If I
Right.
get him with it,
Yeah,
yeah, let's do
it's like
this." And
there
then
could be,
she
and
just
then yeah,
vanishes.
totally
She just
negates that like little quest that they have to do.
and I love that he's like, "Can you give us back our what was it our energy or whatever, like our ability, like desire to
Right,
go
our
do this."
motivation.
Right. Motivation. Jeez. So
And then that ends
that takes us.
the episode
That ends the. That's it. Because I really thought it was going to be a two-parter. I was like, oh,
because
they're going to
four
have to
and
go to
five
the
are always two
castle.
parters.
Yeah, I know they're going to have to fight like
We'll
the
actually see what a
zombies.
fight
It's
looks
going to be
like
great. Yeah, and she's like healed.
on the next episode.
And the Crusader
I
looked
know, she's a little
disappointed. She
bit
was
bummed
like,
out. Like I was about to go into a dungeon. This headless guy.
yeah, because I forgot about that, but she got hit by the explosion when they
Oh
were fighting the
yeah.
cabbages.
She's
Yeah, she was like, I've never been hit by
just like,
something that strong before.
yes.
The only thing I'm confident in is my like ability to take punishment. Which I was thinking she'd be good for the one of the quests he was looking at. I think in episode 4 was like a
Like is
mage
able
who
to has high hit points and able to take a lot of something for
yeah was
experiments.
wanting to
Yeah,
experiment on something. He was like, "This is no good." Like,
but she would be really good at that. Yeah,
so, oh yeah. So what I thought was funny too is in episode 5, Aqua's always in debt
yeah.
constantly. Like she's just constantly in debt. She's constantly doing these like part-time jobs and stuff like that. Like I was like, it's like what a useless goddess. And it's really funny too because remember in uh, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? That was part of the thing, right? Like she had to make money for her
Right.
house or whatever. So she got like a job at like the
Some sort of like
the
merchant
sword,
place or whatever.
yeah. And I felt like this was like a direct like lampoon of that. Like you have this useless goddess, but she really was useless. Like there wasn't like some sweet side to her or something like that. Like
Yeah,
she
she
was
was
dumb. She
she was dumb. She
was
only wanted your
useless.
money. Never wanted to do any work. Like no, the main
So
character actually hated her, and you sort of understand why.
yeah,
Like she's just really annoying.
yeah. There's and the one useful thing she does actually deflates the group. Like it actually, they were so pumped about going to that
Right.
castle.
Well, in episode 5, she has her moment of being useful, which is God. That was so funny.
The cage with the
I also
alligator.
like how she's like, we need money. It's like, all right, we'll go find a quest. And someone's like, she's just gonna pick whatever quest gives the highest reward. Like, it's not gonna like pick something we can do. And she's like, oh, a
Yeah.
Minotaur and like a Chimera or whatever are fine. I think it's like, no,
Hmm.
we're not doing that one.
She's like, sounds
Right.
great. We can kill it. We can do it. And I love too. It takes her 7 hours to purify the lake.
Right, yeah. So then they go and they like put her in like a cage. I like. Wait, what was it? On the way back when she was singing the song about how she was like in a cage,
Yeah,
and she was like completely
I'm pretty sure they're
traumatized.
gonna.
They're gonna sell me, like whatever. And they're
She
like,
didn't
you
want
can
to.
get out. She's like,
She didn't
no, it's
want to.
not safe there. Why are you singing that song? I like this
Yeah,
song. I'm
I'm
just a
pretty sure they're
captured
gonna go sell me.
goddess. I'm so like they're just using me. They're gonna sell me. Like,
And I love how again the Crusader is looking at the kid. She's like, being in that cage looks pretty
right,
fun,
right.
actually. And he's don't do it. It's like so yeah. Poor Aqua gets like
Dude,
PTSD every
but
time
the
she does a
whole
quest.
like having her like tied off to a boulder, setting her in the lake while everyone's watching from a distance, that is fucking gold. And it's not like, oh,
Yeah,
well,
that
we
was
guys. It's
amazing.
like, no, hey, listen, if you need help, just call out, But only you can purify this. So if you want to get that money, you gotta make that shit happen. We'll
Yeah,
be over here.
I mean it
And
was
she's just like,
priceless. It was really
purify,
really funny.
purify, purify,
Yeah.
purify.
She's working so hard to purify the
And
lake, and
she
it
like
still takes her
wasn't
seven
doing
hours.
shit until the alligator showed up. It was like,
Yeah.
I'm in the lake, I'm hanging out. And it's just like, she's like, ah! Man.
It was just so funny. It was just so funny. And then of course we meet Kyoya, who aces this like super legendary dragon with this super cool sword
Right,
with
so
his
he knows
two
the goddess because he was reincarnated or whatever.
and like he really wanted to go back and be like, I beat the world for
Right,
you,
the
you know, like I
goddess,
saved
like, notice me,
like,
senpai.
she doesn't
And
remember him. He like breaks the
and it's like,
cage.
you're gonna pay for that?
Yeah.
And like I also like because he is the Sword Art Online character,
Yeah,
He, he's
he's
got
Kurita.
the
He's totally
the
Kurita.
fangirls or whatever, like he has this harem thing going on. They're like super,
He has the badass
yeah,
like
badass
weapon.
weapon, this really good strong stats, killing all the money, whatever. Like so cool, everyone likes him. And then he's like talking to everyone. He's like, hey, you girls, you want to hang? You want to hang with me? And they're like, no, no, I don't like you.
It's like I actually want to
Right?
punch you in the face for
God.
some reason. She was like, "Can I blow him up?"
And it was so satisfying too when he was like, let's fight. The guy just like stole a sword.
And
And he's
hits him
like,
in the head with it.
bum.
Just, and then he threatens to
I
steal the
know, they're
cannon of
like,
the other
yeah.
girls, and
He's
they like
like, I have. And then, dude, his hand when he was doing that, it was
his
all like,
fingers. He's just like,
it's like wavy and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's like, what the devil?
Oh, it was great. It was so good. And then, of course, when he comes back to ask for the sword, and he
Right.
sold it.
He's like, I'll buy you the finest whatever. He's like, actually, sold it.
Yeah. I was like,
Right.
this is priceless. This is great. Like this
It's
is
the thing that
exactly what.
like you didn't know you wanted to happen, and it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's again like thinking about Sword Art Online. It's that sort of thing where I thought about and I wanted that to
Well, and
happen
it's
to that
like
guy.
like they
Like,
have these like seeming plot points that they just negate. Like, oh, all right, we'll become friends because I'll give you your sword back. You'll give, like whatever. We'll have this connection. It's like,
yeah,
nah, bro. I sold that shit. It's like, oh, I've got this curse. We gotta go to this castle, and nah, we just decursed it. It's like
yeah, it's like not
it,
an
it would
issue,
be
not
like
an
if someone had
issue.
like a dramatic death in Final Fantasy, and then you just Phoenix downed them, and they just came back, and you're like, all right, we're good. We just fixed it.
It's like
dude, I bet I
they're
would
good.
not be
Yeah,
surprised if there is a death. It is the Crusader, and then they just like Phoenix Downer.
I'm pretty
Like
sure that'll
I would
happen
not be surprised
because
because it's like that sort of meta, you know?
yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it'll happen because she was really looking forward to being having to stay behind to defend her comrades and like fight while they escape and like get like
Well,
attacked by
I'll try
like
to
a
hold
horde
it
of
up
enemies.
against my body.
Yeah,
I'll sacrifice my
she'll.
body.
I believe it. Like I believe that she'll
Right.
do that. At some point. But I also like too that the destruction mage she can't use her abilities. He's like, we can't go into a dungeon with you. Like we can only use you in the
Right.
outdoors.
We go
Like
into a
it's,
cage. You're gonna fucking blow us all up.
uh, and then I love at the end of episode 5 just to like deliver the punchline.
The Dark Knight shows
The
up again.
headless, the Dark Knight shows again, and he's like,
Come on, guys!
nobody
Like,
came to the
why
castle.
didn't you show up? What the fuck, man? Hey
Super
guys,
lonely. He's like,
I thought we had a thing. I was gonna curse you, and then you were gonna come and we were gonna fight. Like, come on,
yeah,
man. And then it's like,
I thought
right?
we had
And
a
they're
deal.
like, no, we actually just forgot about you. We like just cured the curse. You can go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
they're like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
it was great. I mean, it was really, really good. In this, I just had so much fun with this
I had so
show.
much fun
I think I
talking about the
had,
show.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the last time I laughed this hard with the show was Prison
This
School.
school is really funny.
Yeah, that was the last time I laughed this hard because Prison School was similar to that too,
Food
where
Wars was also really funny.
just Food Wars was funny too. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
They're not
But
many,
yeah, I'm
and
definitely
also
gonna
like this is the this seems more actiony or whatever. I mean, like I know they're all comedies, but
yeah.
it seems like a different genre. I don't know.
Well, I feel like a lot of the school comedies and stuff. Like I feel like it's more or less the same jokes
Right.
we've always seen.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's
It's
what
like
it is. Is like all these jokes are like really
yeah,
fresh.
it's misunderstandings. Although I did really like. Well, I know you watched it. And you didn't care for it too much, but Monthly Nozaki-kun. I really thought that there was some really funny
What was
shit in
that?
there. The guy who's like the
Oh, right,
shoujo
right,
manga
right.
artist, and yeah, I thought there was some really funny stuff in there. But this was
Yeah.
just so good. So yeah, I'm excited. I think it's supposed to be 13 episodes or something like that. Something somewhere
Right.
in that ballpark. I'm watching the rest of it. I might even, uh, I might actually just keep up with this every week and just watch it
Well,
whenever it comes out because I know
bold
the next
words,
episode
my
is a couple of
friend.
days. I know. Ask me next week and I'll be like, I haven't
Right?
watched it. But
We actually did that a bunch of times. You're like, are you gonna keep watching this? And it's like, yes. Have you kept
yeah.
watching it? No.
Although we haven't talked about this on the show yet, but I finished Blood
That's
Blockade
true.
Battlefront.
That's true. And I
Yeah,
haven't,
yeah.
but I should someday.
Maybe the last episode I felt like really shit the bed.
Okay.
So
Well, it'll be like Claymore, or whatever. You like watch up until the very last
oh yeah,
episode. Just
yeah.
pretend that doesn't
And
exist.
it's like doesn't it says here there's another
No.
episode? There's not one.
Listen, bro.
It,
I
it
know it's
actually ended
like
there.
kind of cliffhangery. Don't worry about it, man.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. So yeah, that was a great show. It was
Yeah.
really fun talking about
Yeah.
it. That was like it just like it almost it was like watching it a second time, but I don't know. It was like really
God, so good.
yeah.
I love the
It's
Crusaders
just so
so
funny.
much.
Well, she and I feel like she and what was the blonde girl from Prison School? They would be a good team.
Oh yes, yes. Oh God,
Yeah.
what was her name? It was like H
What was her?
something, I think.
Uh, Something like Lisa or something.
Uh,
I was about to
yeah,
check it,
yeah,
but
I'm
you're already
checking.
checking it.
Everyone, hold on. Hold your horses. Hana.
Hana, that's what it was. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Hana and the Crusader. That should be a
Yeah.
spin-off series. They
Oh
would
my
get along
god.
well together.
I would hit her. She would just, then they would just be in a constant loop of
They would
pleasure.
just go
It
back
would
and
be
forth. Yeah.
amazing.
So yeah, so that's it for
Yeah.
KonoSuba. Everybody should watch it. I don't think it's licensed by anybody else like Sentai Filmworks or something like that. I hope it gets licensed soon. I might buy it. It's really fun.
It's
And
so you're saying that that you don't know if it's coming to DVD, but they're making.
yeah, so Crunchyroll has it, but let me just check before I spout off.
Before I say everything wrong.
Yeah, Crunchyroll licensed the streaming rights for it, but it doesn't look like anybody has the either for the light novel or for the home video. Um, yeah, that's okay though. I, I'm gonna keep watching it either way. So yeah, it's great. Everybody should check it out.
Cool.
What are we doing next time?
Do you want to do Erased or Anjin, Ajin, or whatever, or Showa, whatever
Uh,
Showa is?
let's let's
Okay,
do a
do
race
Erased
next
next
time.
time.
I've been hearing
Yeah,
very good
you
things
do.
about that. So
All right, boom, we're out.
all right,
Catch you
thanks
guys
for
next
listening, everybody.
episode. Pow.